What if wearing clothes wasn't always required? Around the world, there are places where clothing is completely optional, and surprisingly, nobody reacts. No chaos, no judgment, just normal life. From quiet beaches to traditional festivals, some cultures treat the human body very differently than you might expect. So why does it feel shocking to some and totally natural to others? Let's explore the places where clothes are optional, and why that might not mean what you think. You might expect shock, awkwardness, or a charged atmosphere, but what most visitors to these places actually experience is something entirely different. They find calm, a surprising, disarming sense of peace. This is a journey into those spaces, to see where they are, understand how they work, and explore the philosophies that sustain them. Let's go see where and why. Our first stop is Germany, home to a long-standing tradition known as FKK, an abbreviation for Freikörperkultur, which translates to free body culture. This isn't a fringe movement. It's a recognized part of German life, particularly in the eastern states. Its origins trace back to the late 19th and early 20th centuries, born from the Lebensreform, or life reform, movement. This was a social campaign advocating for a return to nature, promoting things like organic food, holistic medicine, and physical fitness. Proponents believed that industrialization was alienating people from their natural state, and that being unclothed in nature was a way to reclaim physical and spiritual health. Today, you'll find this culture thriving in designated zones around the country. Wide lakes outside Berlin, quiet pine forests, open meadows along riverbanks. These aren't hidden away enclaves. They are often public parks and beaches, clearly marked with signs indicating an FKK Bereich, or FKK strand. In these zones, people of all ages, families, couples, individuals, sunbathe and swim without swimsuits. The core idea isn't provocation or spectacle. It's about equality and simplicity. When you remove clothing, you also remove the labels, brands, and status symbols that come with it. Everyone is on the same level. Bodies are seen as ordinary, just a natural part of the human experience. The focus shifts from appearance to the simple pleasure of being in the sun and water. Etiquette is unspoken but universally understood. You don't stare, you respect personal space, and you always place a towel down before sitting on a public bench or chair. It's a culture of mutual respect, designed to make everyone feel comfortable. Now we transition from the open air of Germany to the intimate, steaming interiors of Japan. Here, the practice of bathing without clothing is central to the culture of the onsen, natural hot springs heated by geothermal activity. For centuries, onsen have been places of healing, relaxation, and community, and they are almost always enjoyed without any clothing. But this isn't a simple dip in a pool. It's a deeply ingrained ritual governed by a strict code of etiquette. The guiding principles are cleanliness, ritual, and trust. Before you even think about entering the main bath, you must wash your entire body thoroughly. Small, low-to-the-ground washing stations are provided, complete with a stool, a bucket, and soap. This act of cleansing is non-negotiable. It ensures the purity of the communal water. Men and women almost always bathe in separate, designated areas. This segregation removes any potential for awkwardness and reinforces the onsen as a space of non-sexual relaxation. You're typically given a small towel. This isn't for drying off, but for modesty while walking between the washing area and the bath. Once you're in the water, the towel is to be kept out of it, either placed on your head or set on a rock nearby. It's also important to be aware of rules regarding tattoos. Historically associated with the Yakuza or Japanese mafia, tattoos are still banned in many onsen. While this is slowly changing, especially in more tourist-friendly areas, it's a crucial piece of etiquette to be mindful of. The atmosphere is one of tranquility. Voices are kept low. There's no splashing, no jumping, and absolutely no phones. It is a sanctuary. As the steam rises from the mineral-rich water, surrounded by the scent of cedar and the quiet sounds of nature, the experience becomes meditative, a moment of pure, uncluttered being. From the quiet contemplation of Japan, we travel north to Finland, a country with an estimated 3 million saunas for a population of 5.5 million. Here, the sauna is not a luxury. It's a cornerstone of the national identity. It's a place for physical and mental cleansing, for socializing, and even for conducting business. Some Finns joke that more important decisions have been made in saunas than in boardrooms. It is so integral to life that many consider it a basic human right. Saunas are enjoyed by everyone: families, friends, and colleagues. While public saunas are typically segregated by gender, in private settings with family or close friends, mixed-gender saunas are common. In these contexts, clothing is often optional, though using a small towel to sit on is standard practice for hygiene. The decision is personal and based on comfort. The experience is centered around three elements: heat, health, and humility. The heart of the sauna is the wash, a stove covered in hot stones. Water is ladled onto these stones to produce a wave of steam called, which intensifies the heat and promotes sweating, believed to cleanse the body of impurities. For the brave, the intense heat is often followed by a plunge into an icy lake or a roll in the snow, a shocking but invigorating ritual said to boost circulation and well-being. But the most profound aspect of the Finnish sauna is its role as a great equalizer. Inside the warm, dim light of the sauna, all worldly titles and status are left at the door with your clothes. A CEO and a factory worker are simply two people sharing a bench. It's a space of profound humility and shared humanity. Leaving the cool north, our journey takes us to the sun-drenched coasts of southern Europe. Spain, particularly its Balearic Islands, and the southern coast of France, are home to some of the world's most well-known and long-established naturist zones. Unlike the philosophical roots of FKK, naturism here is often more integrated with beach and holiday culture. You'll find clearly marked beaches, or aoi, near popular destinations like Ibiza and Formentera. In France, Cap d'Agde is famous for its large, self-contained naturist resort, where being unclothed is the norm not just on the beach, but in shops and restaurants. These are not lawless spaces. They are regulated, often with lifeguards on duty and clear signage outlining the rules. Respectful conduct is paramount. Photography is strictly forbidden to protect the privacy of all visitors. The atmosphere is typically relaxed and family-friendly. The focus is simply on enjoying the sun, sand, and sea in the most natural way possible. The through line, once again, is the same: normalizing the body and minimizing the spectacle. Finally, we cross the Atlantic to the United States. While public nudity is more legally restricted here than in Europe, there are a number of well-established and legally sanctioned clothing-optional beaches. Among the most famous are Hallover Beach in Miami, Florida, and Black's Beach in San Diego, California. These beaches operate within strict legal frameworks. Hallover Beach, for example, has a clearly demarcated clothing-optional section, which is monitored by lifeguards and community volunteers known as beach ambassadors. Their presence ensures a safe and respectful environment for everyone. Black's Beach, nestled beneath the towering Torrey Pines cliffs, has a similar reputation for being a safe, long-standing community space. The key principles here are sun, surf, and safety. Clear signage explains the boundaries and rules of conduct. The presence of official oversight helps set expectations and ensures that the experience remains positive and non-threatening. Across all these cultures and locations, a universal code of conduct emerges. First and foremost, no photography. These are private spaces, even if they are in public. Second, be respectful. Don't stare or make others feel uncomfortable. Third, understand the local customs. Whether it's bringing a towel for a sauna bench or washing before entering an onsen, follow the rules. And finally, consent and personal space are paramount. The freedom to be unclothed does not infringe on anyone else's right to feel safe and respected. So what do we learn from these places? We see a common thread, a philosophy that stretches from the health movements of 20th century Germany to the ancient bathing rituals of Japan. It's a philosophy of health, nature, and freedom. It's about destigmatizing the human body and challenging the idea that it must always be a source of shame or spectacle. In these designated zones, the body is simply allowed to, it becomes ordinary. The experience shifts from one of self-consciousness to one of simple, unburdened existence. By removing the layers of clothing, we also remove layers of social hierarchy and anxiety, finding a surprising and profound sense of equality. It's a reminder that perhaps the most radical act of all is to simply be comfortable in our own skin,